Love-inspired suspense and Harper Audio present Trail of Threats by Jessica R. Patch, performed by Courtney Patterson. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 3. To my Miles, I miss the days of Thomas the Train and cute bowl haircuts. 1. Someone was watching. Sadie Owens peered out of her food truck window and scanned Main Street, where she parked her mobile restaurant, Sadie's Subs. She didn't normally stay open this late on weeknights. After 5, most businesses closed in Elk Valley, but tonight had been an open house at the elementary school, and she'd hoped to catch hungry families who hadn't had time to cook due to the rush from work to the school to meet their children's teachers. She'd done well this evening, even if she'd struggled to manage it alone, but she desperately needed the money and couldn't afford to share tonight's bonus money with another employee. She already struggled to pay her part-time employees, all 2 of them. The sun had dipped behind the horizon an hour ago, and now unseen eyes had set their sights on her. The past few days she'd sensed being watched and followed. At first, she'd chalked it up to paranoia. She had reasons to be alert. Potentially dangerous reasons. The cream-colored awning with scalloped edges flapped in the cool breeze. Even in August, nights could be cool in Wyoming, but the chill bumps popping along her flesh had nothing to do with the crisp air. She closed the order window and locked it. She'd finished shutting down the grill and putting leftovers away. Her back ached and her feet needed a spa day, something fierce, but soaking them in Epsom salts would have to do on her tight budget. She stepped out of the back doors of her truck and locked them, scanning her surroundings. Street lamps glowed and colorful flowers lined the boutiques and shops along Main Street, but the area was quiet. Elk Valley was a small, tight-knit community of about 6,000 residents. Tonight didn't give off safe, small-town vibes. Truth be told, Elk Valley wasn't always safe. 10 years ago, on Valentine's night, 3 young men had been lured to a prominent ranch where they'd each taken a bullet to their chests in the barn. Seth Jenkins, Brad Kingsley, and Aaron Anderson had been graduates of Elk Valley High School and members of the local Young Ranchers Club. They hadn't necessarily been nice guys. They'd been bona fide tools and troublemakers, occasionally tangling with the law, but they hadn't deserved to be executed. Now, the Rocky Mountain Killer was back. 3 new victims this past Valentine's Day, all former members of the Elk Valley YRC, all shot dead in barns. Sadie had known them all from around town, despite the fact that the recent victims had moved out of state. She'd even dated Aaron Anderson a few times. She rarely had picked a winner, and Aaron had been no exception. She knew that he, along with the other 2, had gone through women like water. Love 'em and leave 'em. Things hadn't ended on amicable terms between her and Aaron. Guess she had no power to change him and his womanizing ways. Her marriage hadn't ended on good terms either. She should have known better than to become involved with Hunter McLeod. But like Aaron, she'd hoped she could coax out the good guy in them. Change them. Sometimes no good was to be had, and one could never change a person who didn't want to change on their own. She'd had to learn that the agonizing way. Clouds concealed the moon, only a few stabs of light casting shadows in corners. Clanging behind the nearby alley sent a skitter into her pulse, and she clung to her keys and purse as she rounded the truck to the driver's side door. She had a permit to keep it here overnight, but she liked to have it close by. In light of 2 new murders and the cold case looming over Elk Valley, Sadie was on edge, along with the rest of the community. Footsteps on pavement signaled someone approaching. She swallowed hard and fumbled with her keys, fingers trembling. The keys fell and she stooped to pick them up. Underneath the pale light shining along the ground, she spotted massive, beat-up tennis shoes on the other side of her truck. Too big to be an average woman's.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?